Hello and welcome to a new video. Today another Q&A, and I asked on Instagram if you have any questions you want me to answer, and you are really into it because look at how many questions I got. You're insane. But I'm gonna try to answer as many as possible today, but I'm gonna keep the other questions for other Q&As. So let's just get right ahead into the questions, right? Alright, the first one. When was the first time you drank alcohol? As you know, I'm not drinking alcohol anymore. My last glass has been last New Year's Eve, and I only drank like half a glass of sparkling wine and I didn't really like it. But the first time I drank alcohol, I think, I'm not too sure, but I think it was my grandma. She was like, hey, here, have a sip of beer, but then it was just like a beer. Just like a sip at age, I don't know, 14, 16? No, it was before 16. I don't know. But the first time I really drank like a glass, I don't know. Probably at my parents' house for dinner, like a glass of wine or something. But I've never been a big drinker, so it doesn't really do that much. Are you and Ferdinand not living together anymore? Did you break up? Yes, we did break up, and I'm gonna move out on Thursday. By the time this video comes out, I'm probably already living in my new apartment. Would you like to travel to South America? Yes, I would love to, for sure. I would love to travel all the world because there are so many beautiful places I would love to see, and I think South America has so many great places to offer, like Chile, and I would love to go to visit the, how do you say, like Machu Picchu and all of the Inca stuff, and yeah. Have you ever thought about living in another country? If yes, where? I already lived in another country. Like, I was born in the Netherlands, grew up in Luxembourg, then I moved to Germany, to Berlin, and I lived in Sydney, like Australia, for 7 months, and I would love to go to other places. I would love to live in Canada for a while. I would love to go back to Australia. I would love to, I don't know, I heard that South Africa is nice as well. I'm just really open, and you know, I never know where the future's gonna take me, so I'm open for everything. When do you move out? Who will keep Kiwi? I will for sure keep Kiwi because she's mine, and I'm gonna move out this week, so only in like a couple of days. How old are you? I am 24. I'm gonna turn 25 in February. Have you ever tried raw veganism? No, I haven't stick to like raw veganism for a while. I tried raw vegan meals. They are okay. They're like, most of the time, especially in restaurants, they use a lot of nuts and fats and coconut oil, and I'm really not into it. But if you have a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, I think it's sustainable. But I just love pasta and beans and whatever so much that I just don't want to try raw veganism. And also, if you just like want to stick to one diet, you just don't eat all of the other amazing foods that do your body so well. And I don't want to limit myself to just eating fruits or just eating raw, because I don't know, for me the variety really makes a deal, and there's so many nutrients you can get from eating fruit, but then there are also so many nutrients that are not in fruits, which can be found in legumes and so on. So this is really not for me, and I just love to have a combination and just throw in everything I want. And come on, pasta. I mean pasta. I'm living off of pasta. Ferdinand's like, ping pong? Nope. I know you like photography, but do you also like to do creative things such as painting? Yeah, I basically started with painting because I've been into painting canvases when I was younger, still in school, and then I started doing Photoshop, and I really don't know how it evolved, but basically in school we could choose between some subjects. There was like math, science, art, what else, I don't know, music. So I chose art because I was really into it, and that's probably also why I ended up here doing YouTube, doing photography and stuff. which is actually really nice. Best tips for becoming a teenage vegan. It's really nice that you get conscious at a young age. I wish I would have been, but like for a teenage or an adult, it really doesn't matter as long as you eat enough calories, eat a big enough variety of everything. Most people who start veganism just replace meat with vegetables, so they just eat like this amount of meat and then this amount of vegetables. But because meat has so many fats, it just has a higher caloric density, and if you just replace the same amount with veggies or whatever, you end up losing weight, because veggies and fruit and other plant-based things just don't have that much calories. So just make sure to eat enough. And if you still live with your parents and they don't really want you to go vegan, just try to convince them, or just try to talk to them. Be like, hey, I want to go vegan because of this, this and that, and just try to explain why you want to do it, and maybe also show them how good it can be and how good it tastes, so maybe they accept it, and also maybe they will also buy you some vegan meals, which would be awesome. How do you shoot at home? Do you have professional lights? What I do is I always shoot with natural light, because for me it feels super natural and it just has that great atmosphere. But I definitely want to get professional lights, but they're so expensive, so I just have to wait for a little bit longer. But in winter it gets super depressing here, and I would only have like 4 or 5 hours to shoot. So yeah, I'm gonna let you know what I'll get when I get some. Here's another interesting one. Would you move back to your family in Luxembourg? I would never say never, but right now I really don't want to go back because it's just my old environment, and I feel like once I go back, like I go back once or twice a year, and then I just get stuck into my old habits pretty much. And I also don't have any friends there, really. They are all kind of spread out, and if you don't get in touch so often, you just kind of lose contact. But if the situation gets so bad, or I don't know, I get kicked out of my apartment and I can't find anything else, I don't have friends, I don't have job or money or whatever, I would definitely go back to Luxembourg. Or if there's like a super good opportunity in Luxembourg, I would go back to Luxembourg. But for now I'm really happy here, or somewhere else, I don't know, but it's been really good moving out. Like, I love my family, I love being with them, but then just being on my own is nice as well. What does your meal plan look like? I don't have a plan. I just eat whatever I feel like, really. Well, in the back of my head I know what is good, what is not good, what I should eat and what I shouldn't eat, or what I should eat in moderation. So I know that, and based on that I just eat whatever I want. So I know that I have to eat a lot of fruits, so I have a big smoothie in the morning. I know that I should eat like a lot of veggies with whole grains, legumes, some nuts, and just because I know all of that, I just put everything in my meals. But I don't have like a meal which says Monday for breakfast this and this, and then lunch, dinner, and it's not planned out. I just see what I feel like eating. How much sports do you do in a week, or how active is your everyday life? I do a lot of sports, as you already know. It's pretty much every day with like 1 or 2 rest days. It always switches. Sometimes I feel like doing yoga, sometimes I don't feel like doing anything, but most of the time I go to the gym 2 to 3 times. I have aerial silk class 1 time a week, but I want to upgrade it to 2 times a week. I have pole dance once a week. Sometimes I also do pole at home, but I haven't done that in like a very long time. Oops. And yeah, I go for walks with Kiwi 3 times a day. I take my bike everywhere I go here in the city. And did I miss anything? Oh yeah, I go swimming once a week. And I think that was it. Oh yeah, I do yoga once a week as well. But it's pretty active. Like, it could be more, but it could it's fine for me. I love how much sport I do. How do you find the time to cook so many different awesome things? It's just because I love it so much, and if I love something, I really want to take the time to do something, and I also want to share how amazing veganism can taste like and how easy it can be to prepare all of that. And I just take the time to share the recipes with you guys, which is really nice, and I love it so much, and it makes me happy to see that you try out all the recipes, and it also makes me so happy to see that more and more people turn vegan. So it's not like a duty for me, it's something that I really want to do, and it makes me happy, so it doesn't feel like a burden. And also it's kind of like my job, so I just take, or the time I take for cooking is the time you would take doing your job pretty much. And at the same time, everybody has to eat, and I have to eat too, so I just take, instead of, I don't know, 20 minutes, I take 30 or 40 minutes to prepare something more special. So yeah, I don't know, it's just so, it's become my passion to cook, I guess. What does your dog eat? I think I addressed that already, but she's vegan, and here in Germany we have a lot of different dog food brands, and Kiwi also has 2 sponsorships, so make sure to check out her Instagram channel, vegan.kiwi, if you're interested in that. But for the rest, she gets vegan kibble, she gets vegan wet food, we have a lot of different treats. And if I cook something like rice, beans, potatoes, pasta with veggies, she also gets that. So she eats a whole bunch and a lot of variation, which is also really good, because there's that thing where people think that your dog only has to eat like one dog food brand and only that, otherwise they get an upset stomach. But that's not really true, because they need a lot of variety as well. What products do you use to keep your curls so bouncy and shiny? Thank you so much, I love them right now. They're just so amazing, as you can see. But I made a whole video about that, so make sure to go and check it out. What's your favorite recipe? This is hard because I don't really have a favorite recipe. I love anything with chocolate. I love sweet stuff. I think like my favorite thing would be some pasta variation or an ice cream, which is not really a recipe, it's just like frozen bananas with random stuff in there. But I have it like every day, so I think it's my favorite one. I would love to know what your favorite recipe is, so make sure to comment it down below. Alright, one last question and then we're done, and the sun is creeping up on me. It's getting so warm. I'm addicted to sweets. How do I stop eating them? Alright, if you're addicted to something, it can be really hard to get rid of, but I think sweets is not that hard. It's just like sugar and fat in combination together. It's just like like a drug pretty much, because back in the days when we were still hunters and gatherers, we really wanted to get the most caloric dense foods and the ones that deliver a lot of energy to our bodies. So what does that is sugar, and the most caloric dense is fat. And if we put that together, it just creates something that we can't stop. We just want to eat more and more and more, because back in the days that saved us from dying pretty much, but right now it just makes us fat. So if you want to stop eating it, I would just try and stop eating it for like 2, 3, 4 weeks, because that's the time span in which we change our habits. So once you pass those 3 weeks, it's gonna be a lot easier. And I used to eat a lot of like Nutella or chocolate and sweets and stuff, and I don't know how I did it, because when I taste it now, it just, well, I'm not tasting it, but they're like vegan options that taste pretty much the same, and when I eat them right now, it's just too sweet and too like, wow, how could I even eat that? So yeah, if you stop eating one thing and stop eating a lot of sugar, a lot of fat, your taste buds just get used to it, and then once you go back and try to eat them, they're just so sweet or so salty. And yeah, you should try and replace the sweet things with better sweet things. Like just try to make your own chocolate bars with like dates and not that sweet of chocolate, like dark chocolate. That's what I do, which is really nice. Refined sugar is not that good because it's refined and it's only sugar. There's nothing in there. If you use dates, there's at least fiber and some nutrients in there, so try to replace that. And yeah, as I said before, just try to avoid a lot, just reduce the amount of sugar you eat, and then you're not gonna crave as much sugar as before. What I also like to do is, if you're craving something sweet, go to dried fruits. I love dried mango so much and it's so sweet, and for me it tastes like gummy bears, so try that. And what else? Yeah, just go ahead and try fruits. If I'm craving something sweet, I'm also turning to grapes, for example, because they're also super sweet and they're like 80% water or something, so it's definitely something you could try. Alright, it was like all over the place, but eat less of the refined sugar sweets, find alternatives, try dried fruits because they're really sweet, and then also try real fruit because it's like nature's candy and it's super healthy and you basically can't eat enough. Alright, that was it. That was like maybe 1/3, 1/4 of the questions. So thank you so much. If you have any other questions, like always, let me know down below. And I will see you again next time here on my channel.